doing?
I'm good, thank you. How are you?
I'm great. Welcome again. That's our first of the year, but it feels like
Yes.
we're halfway through the year, but it's actually first.
Happy 2026. Happy New Year to everyone.
Indeed. Happy 2020. Yeah, so just seeing the people come in. So we're going to give everyone a minute or two.
Yeah.
Seeing some familiar faces there, a few new ones.
Hi, Giuseppe. Happy New Year.
Yeah. And if we haven't seen you before, or even if we have, let us know where you are dialing in from. Let us know. Just drop it into the chat or the questions or wherever it works. I never remember where it works. And we got a really cool episode today. We're going to get started in about 30 seconds. John Sharman, my old friend.
Oh,
Good
hi,
to
Joe.
see you. Jay, bunch of people. Who else have we got? Okay. While we give you another 30 seconds, just give us a shout out where you're coming from, where you're dialing in from, especially if you're new. Lovely to hear from you. Where do they drop it? In the questions, in the chat? I'm seeing lots of faces I haven't seen before. Okay. I think while people are flooding in, and they really are, let's just get kicked off. And oh, John, of course it's you. Can't see the chat. Where is it? You're in it, Joseph. That's it. For everyone.
Questions.
For everyone, that's where it is. Just let us know where you're from, guys. Everyone's very shy today. So, hang on. Yeah, don't worry. There seems to be a minor technical glitch with our platform today, but don't worry. If the screen goes, it'll be right back in just a second. So let's get cracking. So just introducing the webinar, Building a Holistic Search Strategy for 2026. And if you haven't been here before, I'm John Earnshaw. I'm the Chief Product Evangelist at Pi, and I'm so happy, as always, to be joined by Sylvia. Tell us about yourself, Sylvia.
That is me. Hi, everyone. I'm Sylvia. I'm SEO lead here at Pi. I think I need to change the title there because it's been a while. So I've been in Pi for 6 years, and I think I've been in SEO for around 10 now. So it's been a while, and we were talking the other day, John and I, that it's never been such a oh, I think we've lost our thing.
Don't worry, I'm bringing it back. I'll keep bringing it back. Okay. Technology is against, but carry on.
Yeah, I know. We've never been in such a moment in search, such as this one. It's so unprecedented. Everything's so new. Every day brings a new thing. And I think now some people were a bit cautious. We're going to lose our jobs. SEO is dead. We've been hearing that over and over again. I think it's a fantastic moment to be an SEO.
Oh, you're so right, Sylvia. And that's so heartwarming to hear that, because like you, I've been in search for about 20 years, and a little bit longer than you. I'm about 30 years older than you, but search has never been as exciting, particularly because of things that have been happening in the past couple of weeks that we're about to get into. So just a little bit of housekeeping. There is a question box that you can ask questions. You can just put a comment. You can tell us who you are or where you're from. John said if SEO is dead, we are all zombies. Well, let's hope we're not, but we're soon going to find out. So please, comments, emojis. If you like something, then give us a thumbs up. But for today, here are the topics. Agentic commerce. Okay, 2 weeks ago, this wasn't on the agenda.
Nope.
Have you heard about anything else in the first couple of weeks, Sylvia?
Everything happened while I was on holiday, and I came back to work, and everything has changed. I was I had to start reading things and keep me a bit more informed, because this agentic thing, I never saw it coming, but you did.
Well, yeah, I didn't expect it so fast. But I think this next slide people might have seen before, and I've certainly talked about this trajectory before. And this is in Google's words. And this was based on a conversation I overheard between senior Google execs talking about their trajectory. multimodal, personalization, visualization, and agentic. Okay, now we've talked about the trajectory before, and Google really started this runway with multimodal, and only about a month ago we started to see visualization in Gemini, and I started to think, oh, modules and things, wow, why is that so important? That's really going to help the world of agentic, because visualization will become increasingly important. And this is, as you will see, it's all about trust. It's all about trust. How much do we trust agents? And we're about to find out. But before we do that, let's start with a poll on the subject of agentic commerce. Maybe you've never heard of it. Maybe you're all over it. Maybe you're building your MCP server. Maybe you're on the rails. I suspect maybe not. People are trying to get their head around it. Yeah. The majority. Oh, swinging into the majority. This is great. So we got about 30-odd%. What do you mean? It's still going down. Thank you for the contributions. But that's pipped by I'm only trying to get my head around it now. So if you're trying to get your head around it, you're in the right place. We're ready to go. Okay. Who said we're ready to go with our business agent? Was that you, Sylvia?
No.
Somebody. Own up. Hey, Simon. Good to see you, buddy.
Was it Simon?
No, it could be. He's cheeky enough to do that. But okay, let's end that one. Let's close that poll now. The majority, thank goodness. I'm trying to get my head around it. You know what? We're all trying to get our head around it.
Yeah.
Every time we get together, we're trying to get our head around this new world. So let's start with a visualization. Don't worry if it seems complex. It's genuinely not. Okay. On the left, we've got ChatGPT from OpenAI. And on the right, we've got Google. So we're talking about three surfaces here that the agentic world is currently applying to: ChatGPT, Google AI Mode, and Gemini. So it was towards the end of last year. You remember this, Sylvia, when ChatGPT joined up with Stripe to make it possible for you to actually check out within the walled garden of ChatGPT. And we kind of got excited about that.
Yeah.
And then it died down. Nobody was really talking about agents until you were on holiday. And while your back was turned, Google came out and said, hey, wow, OpenAI, we love your agentic commerce protocol, but we're going to go one better. We're going to create a universal commerce protocol. That is essentially going to do three things. It's going to allow you to build business agents, or to train business agents, I should say. It's going to allow those business agents to make offers, direct offers to your customers. You don't even need to be there. The agent's going to work on your behalf. And thirdly, check out within that walled garden of either Gemini or AI Mode. And that was big. So Google's going much further, offering like these real-time offers, and it's essentially this interoperability layer that connects AI to merchant systems. So that's the universal commerce protocol. So we've got two different ones there. With us so far? Any questions, guys? Just shout out. But I think we've been talking about this a lot over the past few days.
Yep.
Let's focus for now on Google's offering. What does it mean? And what do businesses need to think about? And guys, we're going to go into a lot. This was planned for February. We're going to be going to a real bunch of detail about exactly what you need to do. Do you need an MCP server? Well, we'll tell you whether you need that. But for now, let's focus on Google and that's the Universal Commerce Protocol. There's a typo in that slide, so we'll change that before we send it out. So the first thing to remember is this protocol only applies in those surfaces of Google, Gemini, and AI Mode. So these agents, you can, through the Merchant Center, through the Merchant Center, acquire your agent, take control of it, and you can train it. So you can train your agent to promote real-time discounts based on intent. So for example, Sylvia, you're having a chat in AI mode.
Yeah.
What are you searching for? Give me a product. What do you want to buy? What do you want to buy? Give me a brand. Give me an item. Put you on the spot.
Oh, I want to buy a sofa.
A sofa, okay.
Yeah.
Do you have a brand in mind?
Yeah, I want to buy a sofa on DFS.
On DFS, okay. So imagine you're having a chat in AI mode about that, and then a bus goes past you. Just imagine, and it's got sofas from XYZ, amazing deals. Oh, I've lost the screen. Hold on, everybody. Let's bring it back. So you see that, and it says amazing deals.
Yes.
So you're chatting, you say, oh, but XYZ, I hear they've got amazing deals. At this point, if the business agent from the one you were looking for is trained effectively, it will jump in and it will intervene and say, hey, we got a discount for you, but you can check out now. I mean, think of that. So
mentioned that brand or that
well, there's discussion about how it might work, but for example, if your intent showed that you're thinking that's a little bit expensive for me, where can I find something a bit cheaper? And when you're having a private conversation with AI mode, it's different to the store. In store, nobody wants to say, yeah, that's a bit past my budget. Have you got anything cheaper? But AI mode, yeah, give it cheaper. That will trigger the relevant business agents, if they are trained, to jump in and make the offer and securely transact you. You don't have to go to the store. And this is just a start. Brands, it's crazy. Brands are going to become conversational partners. Brands will be able to expose detailed, structured knowledge, pricing, policies, rules, discounts to these agents, and then sit back while the agents are trusted to communicate with initially the users. Is that scary? I think
yes and no. I think it's, I mean, as everything new is a bit, as everything new and uncertain, it's a bit scary, but I find it's more exciting than anything.
I'm with you, Sylvia. I'm so excited by this. So, oh, we lost the screen, but don't worry. I've got a quick way of getting that back. So what does this mean? You're probably thinking, yeah, but this is SEO. Talking about the merchant center, that's the paid search team. No. Okay. For SEO teams, you can now help define what the brand does, what it can answer, how it should communicate in the conversation, how it should represent you. So we've got these two protocols, Universal protocol, Google's, and the Agentic protocol, which is OpenAI or ChatGPT. We've got one more piece of the puzzle to complete this triangle. And that piece of the puzzle is the model context protocol. So it's another protocol, aka a set of rules. Okay. So, and this is the magic bit. So the MCP, which was originally developed by Anthropic, and now I think it's managed by the Linux Foundation. So we on one side, you've got UCP and ACP handling the business logic, the transaction itself. What about the information? In the old days, the agents would have had to scrape your site to find it, but no. Now you can actually present your information in a secure and safe way through an MCP. Okay, so we're actually reducing the need for any business agent or any personal agent to hold a bunch of information, or the AI itself. So this is allowing any website to run a standardized server, an MCP server, exposing all this data. But I think key to getting that right is how you put the data into that, how it's structured, and getting that data is going to be so essential. And next month, we're going to go into the details of how you might want to do that. So today, just soak up the knowledge. Today, this is where we are, and build some questions for next time. And guys, give us questions to come to the table with in the next session. But effectively, as of now, those rails for agent-to-agent communication, not just agent-to-searcher communication, but agent-to-agent, those are being laid down now. And as we've said it before, brand or websites will be reduced to the plumbing of the internet. And let's rein that back a bit. They're never going to disappear. There's always going to be a need for websites. But key difference, our beautiful websites that we spend a lot of money on will no longer be the only source where decisions and transactions happen. That's coming into those walled gardens. So Google's talking about business agents. Google's going to put them in a merchant center. What about the personal agents? Okay, what about them? At the end of the day, whatever they look like or whatever they are, they're going to exist within the framework of AI surfaces like ChatGPT, like Gemini, like AI Mode. And we were playing around with one yesterday, so I think it was yesterday. It seems like a long time ago. So we've been putting agents to the test.
Yep.
And what we're going to see is something super interesting. Agents revealing what they're doing. And we're going to tell you why they're doing that. Let's start with ChatGPT. Now, first things first, use the desktop version. In your, forget it, use your browser version. The desktop version will need a browser, so it'll save jumping from one to the other. So open up your browser, log into ChatGPT, and then activate agent mode. And this is really just to test it out. 32 left, okay, you will have a limited number of agent runs that you can make, but that number never goes down. Maybe we're the only one using it. So agent mode, let's ask the agent a question. Let's give the agent a task. Here's one that we did yesterday, and I ran it again this morning. ChatGPT, what can I do for you? Can you check if Imad's Iranian restaurant, I didn't even give it its proper name, near Soho still has good reviews? If it does, and only then, can you make me a booking for 4 people on Tuesday at 6 p.m.? Okay, Sylvia, let me ask you a question. If I asked you to do that, what's the process you might go through? You're going to check the reviews. How would you do it? And how long might it take you?
Oh, it's going to take me a while. I would search the reviews in Google. I would search the reviews in probably on the social media, Instagram, etc. Then I would go to the site, look at the menu, get back. Where is the booking system? Is it within the site? Is it somewhere else? Book. Well, it's going to take me a good half an hour at least.
And I'd say, Sylvia, you are an advanced searcher. You already mentioned Insta, so you're going to be checking. You know, yeah. I know. I can imagine Bella would be saying, yeah, she'd just be looking at Insta and nothing else. But this is important. Okay, so when we ran this earlier today, off the agents went. We can literally sit back and relax for a while. So what's it doing? Number one, it's looking at reviews, and this included all the latest reviews from TripAdvisor, Top Table, all those usual ones. Then it goes to the website. If you ask it to compare restaurants, it will go to them all. But it opens up the correct website, gets rid of the pop-up that's interfering with it, accepts the cookie, deals with that, and then starts, having checked the reviews, to check the booking and then make it. And only at the point when personal information is required, the agent says to me, hey, do you want to take over? Gives it back to me. And at that point, the agent is very clear to say, ChatGPT won't see or store anything. Yeah. And because I'm in the browser with encryption, anything I put in there is, to an extent, it's going to be safe. It's going to get to that destination. And I'm not even going to the restaurant. I'm just giving this via the agent to that third party. And then I say, finish controlling. I hand back control. And ChatGPT is using the terminology control. It's giving and taking control. But the question I had, and we posed this yesterday when we were looking at this as a team, this process might take 5 minutes. Might take 6 minutes. If you wanted to review all the restaurants in a square mile, it'll take longer.
Of course, yeah.
But the interesting thing, it goes through and it shows you. It shows you what it's doing. Why? And I'll tell you why. And I'll put my hand up and I'll say that's because it is building and gaining trust because only when we trust the agents will we release control. So when we think back to that timeline, multimodal, visualization, personalized, and agentic, yeah, the agents are there now. Just about business agents, a little bit of personal, but we need visualization to make the agents work properly, and multimodal has got to be in full steam. So this is why you see it. And I would say to anybody between now and next webinar, run this. If you want to buy something, if you want to buy a new lens for my camera, I will say, find me a 23mm lens that fits a Fujifilm X-T5, and I want to pay less than this. Go away and come back when you've done it. And literally, I'll just go away and you run agentic task and just walk away and then come back the next day. This is conversation. We are making bookings, we are purchasing, and we are not going to the website, and we're actually not doing any of the booking. That's agent to agent. So the final bit on this, it's very clear when you watch ChatGPT do its query fan out, it is going to all those. Oh, we lost it. Don't worry, bring it back. Hang in there, guys. That's technology. We won't let it stop us. Okay, share. So, Sylvia, when you said, oh, you went to Insta or other places, I thought, yeah, but you're an advanced searcher. But this query fan out from ChatGPT did exactly that. And you know what else it did? If you connect your email and your calendar, this agent thoughtfully checked my calendar to make sure I didn't have something booked in there, check my email to make sure I hadn't other plans in arrangement. Wow, I wouldn't have done that.
That was the bit that surprised me the most.
That even without asking, it's really thinking about all the possible places I could be at that time, ticking those boxes. This is what Apple Intelligence should have been, but never was. Sorry, Sylvia.
It never took off that. Oh, we've lost it again. It never took off.
That's all right, I'll bring it back. You carry on.
I remember you were so excited about that one.
Yeah.
But it never,
Apple Intelligence. It was brilliant in principle. You know, it was brilliant in principle, but Apple didn't get it right. Gemini's getting it right. Google's getting it right, because Google allows you to plug into all of your applications and work holistically. That was a magical moment when it did that. But obviously, Apple has now jumped into bed with Google, and it's going to be using Gemini. So you know what? It'll get there. Just take a little bit longer.
John Sharma says, what happens if agents don't have any flexibility on price deals? How useful could they be?
That's such a great question, John. Thank you so much. They don't need to have any of that. But the very minimum, what you can do is give your agent golden Q&As. Top 20 questions, top answers you would like to give. The agent should be trained, and we're going to talk a bit about building a GPT to be your prototype agent. You've got to be doing that. So, and when you train your business agent, you will, for example, decide at which point should I hand off and say, here's a number to call or an email address. So you've got to get all that, but there is so much the agent can do to steer you, to help you make decisions, and to guide you in the right place, and hopefully convert, but may never bring that customer to the website. And in the end, it doesn't really matter if they do or they don't. You're not going to get a click from it. It's going to be a zero-click world, but you may well make the sale. So, yeah. So, and on this note, on this one here, looking at all those, I would say a pro tip. It's going to be more important than ever to be across all social. Did I freeze? I know, I came back. It's going to be more important than ever.
Sorry, you've been freezing a bit, John, but it's fine. Not too bad.
As I said to you earlier, they're digging up the electricity outside my house. I could vanish at any moment. Let's hope not. But super important, more than ever, to be across not just your socials, but what people are saying about you in every social sense. Imagine you could have 5-star TripAdvisor, you could have 5-star top 10, you could be the best. But you may have had a party of customers who are really into Insta and they hated everything about your restaurant. That will essentially prevent you from getting into that transaction situation. So I would say use Gemini Deep Research to mine top subreddits where people are discussing your product, service, or offering, or even that industry. Begin there. It's a great place to start. But what about SEO? Where the heck does it fit in? Let's remember, we, Sylvia, as SEOs, are the architects, the curators of structured brand knowledge and content, if you like. So in terms of the implications, what we can do, we can really help define what the brand knows and what it can answer and how it can represent itself in these conversations. And what can we do today? Build that prototype GPT, test it, capture, and when you build it, and if you've never even built one, then reach out to us. Sylvia and I can take you through that in like 30 seconds. But imagine you wanted to create a business agent. So Sylvia, you had your online business, you would train it. Your tone of voice, speak like Sylvia, answer questions, like give advice, give it the Q&A. And then once that's made, then give it to your wider team, give it some friendly customers and say, hammer it. And then you can extract from that all of the, I don't know, or that's the wrong answer, or I need more information. And all of this can become your content backlog, gaps in your content. Because let's face it, if you build your own agent and it doesn't understand your offering, then any other agent is just not going to. And I think as a team, we all tasked ourselves yesterday with building a GPT.
Yes.
And I'm hoping that some are going to be building an agent. And then we can test it out and we can hammer it. Because we know that Google's business agents are already there for a few lucky people to grab in the merchant center. So when Google or OpenAI, any surface offers you this plug and play business agent, grab it, but then you'll already know what it takes to make it work. You'll have the guardrails, you'll have the information, and you don't even need to worry about any crazy MCP server or anything at this stage. So between now and next session, I would totally be doing that. I'm hoping you're going to build us one, Sylvia. What are you up for it? You up for the challenge?
I'm building something different, but now that you said it, I think I'm going to finish as soon as I finish this GPT that I'm doing, I'm going to start building an agent.
Yeah, absolutely. We need an agent, a business agent, as much as everybody dialed into this. So I would really urge you now, guys, yeah, there is something you can do. Start thinking about those business agents. And with that in mind, next month, February, it's going to be all about agents. What does it really mean? And what do you actually have to do? We've talked about MCP servers and protocols. How the heck do you bring that to life? How do you make it a reality? How do you configure your agent in the business center? What if you can't find your agent? All those questions and actions are going to be for next week. And please drop into the chat any questions on this subject that you would like me and Sylvia to cover off in the next session, because it's not going anywhere. Just as the conversation's not going anywhere, we have to accept that that conversation increasingly is not going to be between brands and customers, but it's going to be between brands agents and customers agents, agent to agent. Otherwise the protocols wouldn't be there. It's a reality, but there's a lot to do before then. Are you scared, Sylvia? You excited?
No, I'm excited.
Oh, so am I. We need this in search just as much as we need to talk about the December core update.
It was a weird one, wasn't it?
It was a weird one. Any feedback from your customers or thoughts?
I saw from many industries gains and then losses, like an initial gain and then drop half of the gains afterwards.
Yeah, it was strange. And I would say, guys, listening, watching later, ignore everything you read in the search press about many of these updates. They're often based on a very small set of data, but we are looking at millions of URLs on a daily basis. Let's ask a question. Are they important? Do we feel the impact? And should we care? And I would say, and I know, Should we care, Sylvia? Should we care about these?
Oh, I was gonna say something very inappropriate, but yes, of course.
You can say what you want. We're amongst friends here. We're amongst friends.
Absolutely, you need to care. Oh, of course, you need to care. It's still, I mean, presence. Where do you think most of the LLMs get the information from? So, for example, Gemini. If you're not within Google, you're not there.
And the quality, as we saw before, all you need to do was optimize your restaurant website. People will come to it. Then you need to optimize your website and just check all the main reviews, and people will come to it. Then you now need to check the reviews, Joe Blogs in Montana or Bermondsey or wherever. What have they said about it recently? Okay, let me bring those slides back. Damn technology, but not to worry. What have these people said? We've got to think about so much more. And what are we talking about? Quality signals.
Yep.
On social.
Still all quality signals. Google said good SEO is good GEO.
Yeah. Yeah. We're going to come on to something super interesting here, but let's go for a quick poll. I'm going to run the poll. Basically, the poll, let's fire it up, even without the slides. Okay, let's get that poll going. I think we can, I can't actually get the slides back until the poll is completed, but let us know, guys. Can you see the poll, Sylvia?
Yes.
Good, good, good. We were not impacted, say 50%. Oh, a small, like 20% saw an uplift, smaller. Negative, a quarter of people. Okay. Okay, so majority not uplifted, but those, sorry, majority were not impacted, but impacts were mostly negative. And that's probably because it was such a strange one. Okay, thanks for the poll. Thanks for the. Let me get the screen back.
It reminded me of that. Remember that Coralgo update, John, that was rolled out after or right before Black Friday.
Yeah.
That was a weird one as well.
God, yeah, yeah.
That then disappeared. All the gains kind of disappeared after 2 weeks after the rollout. So it
what was Google thinking?
Huh?
I mean, what was Google thinking? Oh, let's do an update before Black Friday. I mean,
Seems like at the base moment of the year to roll out an update. Yeah, go for it.
Yeah, so cruel. So I'm gonna. We've done the poll now, so I'm gonna skip the poll slide, and let's get into some data. Now, Simon Wiley, my good friend out there, you're gonna like this next one. I think he knows what's coming. Okay, let's reveal it. So here we're looking at affiliates, publishers in the beauty space. Everything from best shampoo to best mascara to best lipstick, and we can best everything. All of that. So there's about 1,000 keywords here, and we're going back over last year. Still important. 01, the dotted red lines, those were the 3 core updates. So we had one in March. March was pretty quiet. Didn't do a great deal. The reason why we choose these sites, I'm going to reveal some of the names in a minute, is because affiliate content is so sensitive to algorithmic, I don't know, whatever you want to call them. And this sort of content is so over-optimized, it's destroyed. Okay. The second dotted line, the main one, number 2, that was the June update. And that had a slightly delayed kick. And when you look at thousands and thousands of bits of data, you can see that there's an orange line halfway there that dropped to the same line as the pink one went up. The pink one, that was Birdie. Good old Birdie. Launched with SEO in mind back in the day. Did brilliantly. Got it all wrong. Got it. And then came back. And they have traded places. Simon, I bet you can guess. I bet you can guess who that is. They've traded places. So, and there in the dotted line, that was an unannounced update. And we know that was an update. So when you look at 1,000 charts like this and the same drops and rises occur at the same point, there's undoubtedly an algorithm update. And now we saw a big trading of places there. So ignoring updates, not looking at data like this, is a recipe for disaster in coming months. And you know what? We're all rightly obsessed with LLMs and ChatGPT and Gemini and the conversation and all of that. But all of our presence in there is based upon the quality of our content, which manifests in core updates. Basically, any lack of signaling here is going to lead to disaster. Key takeout: if you dropped in the last update and you haven't done anything, you need to. And if you're not sure if you dropped, if you're not sure, then reach out. This is why it's important. Here we have in pink, Birdie trading places beautifully with the independent in the best beauty affiliate space. I mean, the independents pretty much lost 50% of their visibility because we're talking those high numbers. That's massive drops off page one. I mean, that's got to hurt, hasn't it?
Yeah, yeah.
And there you can see they were impacted. That strange drop before and then rise afterwards, but they came out worse off. If I were them, I'd be looking very closely at my quality signals. So don't take your eye off the data. Don't forget about the algo updates. They're basically telling you your quality signals are great or they suck. Or if it's a helpful content or spam update, they're dealing with other things. But these are all about quality. And I would say if we tune back in 6 months, that blue line is going to have dropped another 20% if nothing's done. I wouldn't want to be there.
Yeah.
So unsure, if you're hit, just reach out. So just a little bit more content. We're going to talk about this layered approach. What do you mean layered? Can't we just dive in and start optimizing for ChatGPT? Can we do that, Sylvia? Can we?
You could, but I wouldn't.
And what about getting into Google's AI mode? Can we just build a new launch into it?
Yeah, and let's build content. Let's go be content specifically for the LLMs.
Yeah, and I tell you what, there are a lot of people out there saying, doesn't matter what you're doing now, if you build content in this way, you're going to appear in AI mode or in Gemini or in ChatGPT. And I'm sorry, we're surrounded by smoke and mirrors at this present time. Let's try and cut through that with some simplicity. Now, I've split the approach down into three layers. Foundation, the stuff you've got to get right. That's why you need a crawler. That's why you need to plug Rumor or something else into your website to really find out what's going on. And only when we've got that layer right and the machines understand us, can we start to build this authority and trust layer. And that's really like by building confidence, by signaling credibility, expertise, reliability across all services, including social. And then we have this conversation layer, the icing on the cake, which is effectively transforming your content into helpful, contextually relevant answers for users, where we can actually meet our users in their micro moments when they're looking for something, needed something. That's where you meet them, in that conversation layer. And I guess to summarize that, I think of it in this way: the foundation, the boring stuff that nobody sees, the crawling, the indexation, the schema, all that basic stuff makes you understandable. Don't do that, you won't get any further. And then authority and trust make you credible, and the conversation makes you relevant. And after all, what we're now doing is really helping brands' contents appear in conversations. And that's it. And that's really all we're going to be talking about for the rest of this year, probably. So just in brief, what do we mean foundation layer? Okay, super basic. Lots of websites, you know who you are, have grown bigger and bigger and bolted on parts and built a bit here and tried to fix the relationships with internal links. But no, that really doesn't. This is a case of stripping things down and building a clear hierarchy so that systems can understand. Okay, strengthening internal linking. Oh my God, if we're not doing that by now, and in Pi, there is a wonderful application or wonderful feature in Optimize Now that will sort your internal linking out just like that. If you want to know more, just drop us a line. And just ensure the key pages are indexable, crawlable, great scores, core web vitals, and get the basics. And then now, with those basics, we can layer on top of that authority and trust. Can we still see that?
No.
Can you still see my screen, Stuart?
No.
Oh, no, it's gone. It's gone.
It's been on for a second.
There we go. Technology is against us today, but we're going to get there. So this trust layer, and I would say, based on what we've been looking at over the past couple of weeks, that trust and that messaging need to be aligned across our entire ecosystem. You know, I'm really thinking hard about not what we're doing, but what everybody else is saying about our brand on every social platform: TikTok, Insta, Reddit, of course, Reddit. Reddit's vital. You got people in your teams, build their karma scores. Build those karma scores. More on that another time. And you know what? To use the words of Google's VP of Search, I say that because her name has slipped my mind, your content needs to be unique and original. Focus on depth. Forget pushing more content into your ecosystem. Depth, uniqueness, and originality. And in her words, Liz Reed, it's come back to me now, she said, get those three right, your content will uprank in AI mode. I'd be getting on with that. And then finally, the conversation layer, mapping key decisions. So let's stop thinking about what question would somebody ask about my product or service. Let's think about what conversation would somebody have about my product and service. What do they want to hear? What's going to reassure them? So by that, we create content that answers those follow-up questions, that covers the entire conversation. And again, if anybody out there is not sure how to do that, then shout out, because we'll build that into the next section as well. And above all, write with clarity, write with structure in mind, and reduce your cannibalization. And used to be my favorite subject. But let's face it, if Google is confused about which of your pages to return for certain topics, then I'm sure those LLMs are going to be doubly confused. So high conflict equals not great visibility in the conversation. So, Sia, let's talk about measuring and reporting holistically. Let me know when you want me to move on to the next slide. Shall I jump forwards?
Yes. I think there's been lots of conversations around the SEO industry and how you should be reporting, and should you be reporting on your LLM performance. And I think the best way that you should be reporting about first of all, you should be reporting on your LLM performance. You should be monitoring your LLM performance. But I think what we are developing in Pi, and this is just a screenshot of a mock-up that we are building something, which is basically getting all the insights related to our LLM tools into the dashboard. So the moment that you log into Pi, not only will you be able to see how well you've been doing on the search engines that you have chosen, but also on the LLMs that you have chosen again in Pi. So not only will you be able to see them straight away when you log into Pi, but the metrics that are being used for those are going to be the same metrics that you have been reporting time and time again over time for your traditional SEO effort and your traditional organic performance. So visibility, you can be tracking your visibility for all good old keywords. You could be getting on the same space visibility for your queries, for your conversational queries. You could be even using the same search term groups that you've been using traditionally for your keywords in your LLMs. It can be broken down per the different search term groups. Obviously, the queries need to be translated, or the keywords need to be translated into conversational prompts, but we can be helping you with that as well. And you should be seeing who is there, whether you are there, who's there, and what's the narrative around your products and services as well, or the brands that you carry, for example, whether it's good or bad sentiment, who is owning that narrative, whether it's you for your own products and services or someone else. And map this over time and have the same, as I said, the same metrics that you've been using over time when you've been using Pi. So I think that is part of what we are offering. Other platforms may not be offering it, or maybe you are thinking of acquiring a software just for the LLMs when you could be having the same software for your traditional SEO and your LLM performance in the same place with Pi.
That's so cool, and I mean, I'm loving that this is now being, I mean, because this already exists, but the fact it's coming front and center into the dashboard. What does that mean? That means, you know, on instant login, I can answer the question, which conversations do I need to be in, and which ones am I in? And because you can almost replace that view there where you have brands. You know, think about in the old days, we might call them search term groups. I will call them conversations. So we can flip that view, have conversation about A, conversation about B, and suddenly it's like, boom, oh my goodness, there's a conversation there that we are not in, but we can see it's crucial. We can see it's absolutely crucial. So it helps us to build out our content to get in there. It's absolutely monitoring your presence in conversations is so important. But when we say monitoring presence, we your presence in the whole conversation, because you can monitor your presence at the start. You go, yeah, brilliant, we're there. 100 prompts, we're there. What if each one of those prompts turned into another question and a further one, and you were there for none of them? You'd be setting yourself up for failure by thinking we're doing so well. So again, the data is so important. And something in my mind just flashed into my mind with something you said, but it then flashed out the other side. But not to worry, not to worry. I'll come back. I guess at this point, with just 10 minutes or so to go, I think we've covered that one, haven't we, Sylvia?
Yes.
Wonderful. At this point, we're just going to ask a quick question. And I can see so many names in here that I haven't seen before. Oh, yes, of course.
Yeah.
So yeah, answer that, guys, and then we'll get on to the Q&A. I'm already a customer. Good. No thanks. I assume you're a customer. Yeah, as soon as, okay. Right, polls ended. Let me bring the slides back. Okay, video.
Oh, we lost it.
Okay, sorry, just coming back. Damn technology. There we go. We're back. We're back in business. So at this point, I think we can open to Q&A. We're not going to do any heavy stuff on Agentic today. We want to go into depth in that next week and really give you some plans to get your teeth into. Okay, let's have a look at some of these questions.
Simon says that the unofficial update in May was worse than 3 of the 4 updates altogether in 2025.
Yeah, thank you, Simon. And I tell you what, why was nobody else talking about this? And this is what I mean, guys. As much as we love the SEO press, they don't always get it right. I'll bring my screen back. They don't always get it right. I mean, we don't need a screen for this. It's Q&A anyway, but I'll just put it there. If it goes again, let's not worry. You know, don't listen to the press. Look at the data. Trust the data. Don't look at your visibility in isolation. Always compare it with competitors. The best way to do that is a visibility index, which is tracking pure visibility. And I'd say monitor just pure organic visibility, the layer between the AI surface, because this is the indicator. If you're not looking at that, you don't know how that works. And again, that's the thing about jumping straight in at the top. You got to get your basic tracking right. And here's the thing. Here's the elephant in the room. If you just go out solution to monitor your LLM visibility, there are millions of them out there. It's worth nothing if you've got no way of detecting your resilience towards algorithms, and that can only be found within the SERP itself. We don't need a screen, do we? We don't do Q&A.
Mayuri, however, Mayuri has asked a very interesting question. She says, you were speaking about tracking your AI leads and mentions. Does Pi do that?
Tracking our AI leads. I mean, certainly, like in terms of mentions, brand mentions, citations, presence in AI mode, in AI overview, in ChatGPT. Yeah, Pi does it all beautifully. So just as you were demonstrating there, Sylvia, you can again flip that view around and see not just which brands are winning, but in which conversations is our brand doing well and where are. And that's the beauty of it. Forget keyword groups. I mean, okay, they're still currency, but let's think about conversational groups. I'm just, there was some other interest. I have to run. Can I get it? Yes, Christopher, you can. Keep it holistic. Yeah, okay. There was a question about GPTs there.
Yes, what is the difference between a GPT and an agent? Says Christopher Zimmerman.
What was that? The difference between
a GPT?
Oh, a GPT. That's a good question. Okay, so personal agents, or our personal agents that aren't really there yet, you saw the example in ChatGPT, they will live within the framework of the AIs. And there is now a race to build the walled gardens in which you or your agent will reside and communicate with business agents. And once you're in there, that's the winner. Google is going fast with AI mode and Gemini. So back to the question. Agents live inside AI frameworks. For example, the GPT's built-in agent that you can personalize. And a GPT, that's effectively a self-contained ChatGPT application that you can give it the information that you want, and you can put guardrails and it will just serve a particular task. If anybody wants a session on GPTs, we will totally do that. We did one about a year ago. I think it was our most popular one. I would say, guys, build a GPT, make it your brand agent, use it, test it, populate it, and when Google says, hey, here's your chance for a business agent, you've already done it. That's like gold stars all round. That's like promotion, and start the weekend early and have the rest of the day off. That's what that is. Right. The question. You can tell it's late on a Thursday.
If that has answered your question, just let us know, because I know it can be a bit difficult to understand. Not because John hasn't explained it very well, but I mean, there's so much information, and we're talking about business agents and personal agents, and a GPT that can be a business agent, but it's not really a business agent. It just behaves like a business agent that you can train so that later on, when the business agents are available everywhere, you can make your own quite easily. So that GPT is just a mock-up of what a business agent could do. Hope that makes sense.
Exactly. And there's a question here. If I don't have the expertise in-house, who would you recommend to build it for you? I'll recommend someone, Sylvia. Sylvia will build your GPT. We'll build.
John
Okay.
builds some exquisite GPTs, I have to say. Exquisite GPTs.
We'll build it together. But seriously, guys, if anyone out there wants advice on how to do this, then just reach out. As always, connect up with Sylvia, connect up with myself on LinkedIn. We post regularly. We do a bunch of stuff, and we will always answer your questions. Always. We'll always get back to you. And any questions we haven't answered here. I think we've covered a lot of the main ones.
In fact, I think we covered every one of them.
There's one. As a follow-up, this is from Mayuri. Would that be for all AI platforms? How can I get in touch? LinkedIn, you can hit Sylvia or myself, hit us up, or whatever you want to call it. And yeah, and for all AI platforms, right now, agents are in Google's world, but strictly that's Gemini and AI mode, and they are in OpenAI, just in ChatGPT. So you've got 3 AI surfaces to which agents will apply. The race is on. This time next month, there'll be a ton more. So any last...
Our sales team will get in touch with you just to give you all the information that you need.
Yeah, please reach out. And you know what? We love questions. We love, you know, we probably spend too much time answering questions and helping people out. But, you know, that's why we're here. That's what this channel is all about. And to that end, if there's anything that you would love Sylvia and myself to get into and to unpack, then just reach out here by email, by LinkedIn, or anything. And we'll be there because we love this. We love it, don't we?
We do.
Look at them.
I'm
ignoring it. Okay, I think we don't have any questions right now, but with 5 minutes remaining, any final thoughts from you, Sylvia?
No, I'm super excited about the next webinar. I'm super excited about learning about everything agentic. I feel a bit FOMO because I was on holidays when everything just exploded around agentic commerce. But I need a good explanation, John, into how that works. How are all those technical things work, and how what do you do?
Yeah. Well, that's next time. We're going to get into the weeds of all of that, and I can tell you what, we're going to do a ton of work before that one. There's another question from Mr. Sharman. Will you be at Brighton SEO? Hell yes, we will both. You're going to be there, aren't you, Sylvia? I'll be there. I'm on the main stage at some time on the Thursday, and anyone out there, we would love to meet you in real life, as it were. So let's make that happen. So I just want to say thank you, Sylvia.
Thank you, John.
So good to have you.
Always a pleasure.
It's you're such a great guest. And to thank you, everybody who's tuned in. We really are so grateful. So we'll see you on the next one. Keep the questions coming and reach out before next time. And don't forget to build your GPT, and we'll mark it next time.
Give it a go.
Cool.